You like horror games, and maybe you're bored with the same old, I work at a gas station and get murder killed by some creepy dude, and you want something more. Something grotesque even. Be careful what you wish for, because today I'm going to shine a light on one of the most difficult, most brutal, and the best example of cosmic horror I've ever seen. Let me introduce you to Fear and Hunger. Now this game likes to shine a light on the sickening realities of humanity, and it doesn't shy away from letting you know how incredibly insignificant your existence is to some of the enemies you encounter. Now, I won't be discussing my full experience with the game today. That will be covered in a future video where I'll be discussing the entire adventure I had in great detail, covering every ending in the game. For this video, I just wanted to add my voice to the choir of praises for the game, and kinda let you know what you're in for when you jump into it. I'm gonna add a little spoiler warning before we get into it. In this video I will not be covering the exact details of the game, but if you want to go into the game completely blind, I'll leave you with this. Fear and Hunger is one of the best RPG style games of its genre, with a sickening violence to the point where I had to install a Safe for Work mod just to be able to show it on YouTube. Between torture scenes and your character, let's just say being assaulted, and themes that would make Stephen King blush, you're going to get your money's worth. The game itself is difficult, and you're destined to be annoyed, confused, and feel helpless at times. But when you finally make it past that final goalpost, it's gonna feel so satisfying. A fully fleshed out world, a lore to keep you on the hook for ages, it's definitely worth playing. Now, go on and play the game for yourself. I wanted to take a second before we jumped into the video and just kind of shout out the membership program, as well as the community Discord. The links for both will be in the description below. It's about $1.50 a month to support the channel. You get your name shout out in every video, as you can see here, as well as the community Discord server is a great place to meet people who are fans of the channel. You can get in contact with me, make some friends, and it's just a fun time overall. For those of us who don't mind having little sneak peeks of what this game has to offer, or for those who just want to know more, let's jump into it. So, a big overarching theme of this game is the cosmic horror aspect of it. Cosmic horror, also known as Lovecraftian horror, is a subgenre of horror that focuses more on the aspects of the incomprehensible more than it does the tangible. Basically, it's stuff that the human mind cannot comprehend, so it's not a monster in your face, it's more of a concept that your mind just cannot wrap itself around. While this game does have actual creatures that you fight, there are literal gods in this game, such as the god of Fear and Hunger. After winning the battle against it, the god acknowledges your suffering, and in a display of what can be seen as mercy, the god kills the player character, telling them to rest, and that something beautiful will be born from their death. The pure insignificance of the player is in full view during this ending. You fight with all your might, the culmination of all your preparation in the game. At this point in the game, even the creatures that were certain death to come across early game are just cast aside like nothing. And in the face of this god, you are just smote, past tense of smite, fun fact, by a god of unknowable power. You truly just kind of feel helpless, and that's the point. Against gods, what is the most powerful human? Absolutely nothing. This feeling is what sets this game aside from others, and it's why this game is so good. Now, that we've established the feeling of this video, let's get into the gameplay. Starting up the game, you see you have 4 choices of characters. There's Kahara, the mercenary, Darce, the knight, Enki, the dark priest, and Ragnvaldr, the outlander. They all have their ups and downs, but for right now I would suggest either playing as Darce or Ragnvaldr. They're just more beginner friendly and help you learn the mechanics of the game while not punishing you too harshly for not knowing them. Now, regardless of who you pick, you start at the entrance of the dungeon, with only your starting supplies to your name. Now there's a few crates and barrels outside, but you'll want to hurry up. There are wolves closing in on your location, and at this point of the game, they'll probably kill you or severely hurt you at this stage. From here, you can start to explore. You come across a prison guard at this stage, so we'll use this segue to talk about combat. Once the beast touches you, it'll initiate combat, as seen here. Now this is set in the usual JRPG style of combat. You'll have the option to fight, run, use your skills if you have them, or use an item. While it's tempting to swing at its head, which will almost certainly kill it if it lands, you're probably gonna miss. And this cleaver is coming back your way almost immediately after your turn. What you'll want to do is disarm this guy, pun intended, because weapons like this can dismember your character. Now, in most games, losing an arm or a leg is a guaranteed death sentence, but not Fear and Hunger. Now, Fear and Hunger is a story about suffering, both yours and your character's. So you're able to patch up your wounds and move on. Losing an arm means you won't be able to use any two-handed weapons, and eventually lose the ability to fight back, depending on which arm you lost or if you lost both. Now, losing a leg will limit your movement speed, causing you to be excruciatingly slow, and if you lose both, only able to crawl around. Now, winning combat, most of the time, you're only going to get what's on the creatures. There's no, XP system in the game, so it's best to avoid combat unless if you are 100% certain you can win it with taking minimal to no losses. Now, in this game, you have to worry about your character's health, their hunger, and their mind. So as they move through the dungeon, they will eventually start to go insane because of the darkness and horrors in front of them at all times. So you'll want to do things like drink ale, whiskey, or smoke some opium or tobacco to get your mind back up. Now your body is a different story. As you take damage, your body will be lowered closer and closer to zero, and should it reach it, you die. Most games have this feature, and I don't imagine it's much of a surprise. You'll want to do things like take green herbs to clear infection, use bandages to stop bleeding, or use blue herbs or other such items to restore your health. And as the name of the game implies, there's hunger. So your characters are going to have to eat as time goes on, and it is a limited resource that you have to scavenge from enemies you kill, barrels, and some characters can learn the ability to devour, which means once you kill a creature, you can try and eat it, and it will lower your hunger to 0. Now, going hungry has many detriments. It can lower your combat effectiveness, making you do less damage, means the enemies have more of a chance to kill you, so that's never good. Now, with all this being said, you're probably wondering how you save. So as you move through the dungeon, you may come across a bed, and unless if it's one of a few particular beds, you'll be forced to flip a coin upon trying to sleep. Now, if you get the coin flip correct, you're able to save your progress, but if you fail, you'll either be forced out of sleep and into combat, or just straight up die, losing all your progress. This coin flip is a feature seen plenty throughout the game. In a fight and the game prompts you to flip a coin, losing can mean instant death. Find a chest and want some good loot, lose this coin flip and you can get nothing. It's brutal, especially when you fail multiple coin tosses in a row, but it all adds to the charm of the game. Speaking of the charm of the game, there are a few creatures that are just unfair to play against. Like this creature can blind you, leaving you to stumble around until your eventual death. Creatures that can rip your head off, killing you instantly. And a myriad of other abilities that'll have you visiting the main menu more often than you'd ever like to. This game is not easy, and it will take a fair amount of patience and learning to work your way through. Like I said during the intro of this video, this game has some very heavy topics. Acts of sexual violence, intense torture where you're forced to watch your character get dissected alive, multiple nude monsters, child slavery and murder are just shrugged off, as all horrors in this game are so great it can get to the point of being mundane. I love this game, but I can also see where it can be too much for some people. The Safe for Work mod, also previously discussed, is a great tool for streamers or those who just don't want to see those horribly intense themes as discussed before. The link for it will be in the description below. Another thing you'll see online is people complaining that the game is annoyingly hard, but if you didn't know that by this stage of the video, it might be a little too late for you. As an avid horror fan, Fear and Hunger invokes a feeling of dread and helplessness that other games just can't. If you're interested in this game, the VODs of my entire playthrough are on the channel. I'm also working on a video discussing my whole adventure through the game, which will summarize my entire experience, as well as getting every ending for the game. So just kind of keep an eye out for that video. Now, if there are specific aspects of the game you want me to cover, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to do so. I love talking about this game. I think this game deserves so much more attention, and it's definitely a favorite of mine. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see more, have me talk about games just like this. Let me know. I'm kind of getting into the more scripted content, so any feedback will be helpful. Now, I'm going to leave this one here, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.